Hello and welcome to another video. This one will be a video on the finals. This is a game that is going to go into beta on March 7th, and it's an FPS with a really cool twist. So the finals consists of 4 teams of 3. It's sort of, the rounds play out sort of like Plunder. So you need to collect a box of coins and take them to an exfil point and then defend that exfil point while it's being exfilled. In this game, there's a huge focus on destruction, which is their twist that they're bringing into it. Anything that you can see except for the ground and the external barriers are destructible. You can destroy everything. You can take down an entire building if you want to, which I think is really cool. Now, the way that they're getting away with this without causing too much lag to the PC or having variable sort of damages happen from one player's PC to another is by having all the destruction be handled server-sided. So as you'll see in the FAQ that I will read through a bit later, the CPU specs are pretty low, and that's because all of the destruction is going to be done server-sided. Another cool part that's sort of exclusive to this game is that there is a shoutcaster for your commentators, so they will be calling out things like you'd normally have a commentator in game. However, they will be shoutcasting it, which is super cool. How it will work is it's sort of like siege operators in a way. So you have 3 classes, heavy, medium, and light, and each of them will have their own gadgets and abilities to be able to either traverse around or damage stuff or defend things or anything like that. And it's very customizable. I don't know how much detail I can get into it as this is releasing before the beta, so we'll just leave it at that for now. But yeah, it's there's a lot of customizability in terms of, even though there's only 3 classes, within those classes you can do sort of different builds to help you with sort of different aspects of the game. Each class has their own weapons that they can use. Obviously, light is going to be using lighter weapons like SMGs and that sort of stuff. Heavy is going to be using lots of LMGs and RPGs to explode stuff and defend things. And medium will be using like ARs and that sort of stuff. I'll have more videos about that when the beta actually releases. Now, from what I can tell in the beta, there are 2 maps. There is Monaco, which was in the alpha. That's the only map you could play. And there is this footage. And then the second map is shown in the beta trailer. No one's played it yet. It looks like some sort of high-rise. I think it takes place in Seoul. I don't know why I'm saying that, but it's just one thing that I think is going on. I think it's in Seoul. Also, there will be dynamic weather and daytime conditions. So on one round you could be playing sunny Monaco, not a cloud in the sky, and then the next round you'll be playing in foggy nighttime Monaco, which is also another really cool feature of the game. But yeah, I mean, that's basically the gist of the game. It's with like light and medium classes. You have a lot of movement, mobility. In the alpha, it still needed some work. Obviously, it's just an alpha, but I feel like in the beta, it's going to be really good movement, and yeah, I can't wait. So now we will pop over to the FAQ, and there will be some more questions answered there. Alright, so here we are at the FAQ for the finals on the finals Discord. I'll leave a link to it in the description if you want to talk about anything finals. There's some chats here. Anyway, I'll be just briefly going through it because some of these I've already answered. This game will be on PC and console. However, the beta is only going to be on PC. They don't have a full release date yet. However, the playtest will start on March 7th and go until March 21st. The regions included are North America, Europe, and East Asia, and the languages are English, partially localized in French. I don't know what that means. Spanish, German, Korean, Japanese, simplified Chinese, and traditional Chinese. As I said, beta will not be on console, but full release will. It doesn't give me the option to sign up. Okay, so this is basically saying, so if you were in the alpha and you did not get into it using a key, so if you signed up through Steam and you got in that way, then it will give you the option to install and play instead of request access. This means that you're already in the beta, so you don't have to worry about trying to get in again. You're already in, and on March 7th, you can just get in. That's it. You can go and play as soon as it releases. Obviously down here, again, just to reiterate, however, alpha access obtained by keys or other means won't guarantee you access to the beta. It'll only give it if you got access through Steam. Obviously, lots of more players are going to get access to the beta than the alpha. You know, they can gather more data like that. Closed beta will not be under NDA, so there will be footage out in the wild for people to see. However, you still may not share footage of the alpha build, which is fine. I don't have footage of the alpha build. They told me not to record it, so I didn't record it. Just keeping it simple. What game modes will there be? There will be quick play, tournament mode, and shooting range. So quick play is just one round. The most points wins. Tournament is again 3 rounds, eliminating the least amount of points at the end of each round. And shooting range, which I don't remember if we had an alpha or not. I think we used it for doing the tutorial, but I don't think you could go inside of it unless you were doing the tutorial. So progress from the alpha will not continue into the beta, but progress in the beta will continue into the actual game. There won't be any microtransactions in the beta, which is fine. It's a beta. So anything that you can get in the beta, you'll be able to grind for. But obviously, it being a free-to-play game, there will be microtransactions when the game releases. So these are your PC requirements. So this is minimum. This is to, like, if you have less than this, you can't play the game. If any of these specs are less than what is here, you can't play the game. So Intel Core i5 2nd gen or AMD Ryzen R5 Ryzen 5 1st gen, 12 gigabytes of RAM, and a GeForce GTX 970 or AMD Radeon 580. Going up to recommended, so this is what they recommend without using any high resolution or RTX. Core i5 9th gen, still, I wouldn't say an old CPU, but it's getting older at this point, and the same processor. This game looks to be more of a graphics process than a CPU process, just because most of the things that a CPU would do, like all of the destruction, all of that is going to be handled server side, so you don't get like differentiating sort of damages. 16 gigabytes of RAM now, which I mean is sort of standard in most gaming rigs, I believe. GTX 1660 Super, so you don't need an RTX card for it because you don't need to run RTX, or the AMD Radeon RX 5700 XT. Recommended RTX, Intel Core i5 9600K, so 9th gen. Again, it's the same as the recommended, so as I said, not really a CPU heavy task, more GPU. Again, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and for RTX they're recommending a 3070, which I believe is equivalent to a 2080 Ti if you have that, or a 2080 Super. And then it would also be, any 40 series card is going to blow it out of the water. And then Ultra RTX, I think this is 4K RTX. They don't put the resolution. I'm going to guess this is a majority 1080p until Ultra RTX, which is probably 4K. Again, still not incredibly heavy CPUs, so a 9th gen Core i7 or an AMD Ryzen 7 2700X. Again, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and an NVIDIA RTX 4070 Ti. So any of the 40 series will be able to do this one. The 3090 Ti might be able to do this, but I think that what they're really banking on is DLSS 3.0 when they took this benchmark, so just be wary of that. You might need DLSS 3.0 to actually get good performance at Ultra RTX, like 4K RTX. But yeah, this is that's the FAQ. Now, if you want to get into the beta, all you have to do is go over to their Steam page. Right here, it won't look like this for you, just under the video and under where it says coming soon. This will actually say, would you like to request access to beta or access to the playtest? And then it'll give like a little blurb about it. And then here it will say request access. There will be a button. You just click that and then you've requested access. If you don't get in right away, they will be giving out access and codes during the beta. So if you don't get in right away, just check periodically over the 2 weeks. Maybe you might get in later. That's it for this one. Hope to see you in the finals. It looks like it's going to be a really fun game with lots of movement and stuff like that. And I will catch you on the next video.